You stab your food with it every single day. But for most of human history, the fork was considered evil, disgusting, even sinful. This is the story of the fork. Before the fork, everyone ate with their hands. Kings, queens, emperors, nobody used a fork. Fingers were the universal eating tool for thousands of years.
The earliest known fork dates back to ancient Persia, around 2400 BC, but it had only two tines, and it was not used for eating. It was used only for serving meat at royal banquets.
Ancient Greeks and Romans also had forks, but only in their kitchens, for cooking and serving, never for eating. Using a fork to eat was considered strange and completely unnecessary.
Then, in 1004 AD, a Byzantine princess named Maria Argyropoulina arrived in Venice for her wedding. She brought a small golden fork with her and used it to eat at the royal feast. Venice was absolutely horrified.
The church called it offensive to God. A local priest wrote, "God gave us natural forks, our fingers. To use a metal fork is to insult the divine gifts of God." The princess died shortly after, and the church said it was God's punishment for using a fork. For the next 400 years, forks were banned, mocked, and feared across Europe. Anyone seen using one was considered arrogant, sinful, or simply ridiculous. Then came Italy in the 1300s. Italian pasta changed everything. Pasta was slippery, messy, impossible to eat with hands cleanly. Italians quietly started using forks again, out of pure necessity. From Italy, the fork slowly spread to France, but only among the elite. King Henry III of France loved his fork so much he refused to eat without it. Suddenly, the fork became fashionable. By the 1600s, fork makers in France were creating incredible designs. Forks with jewels, forks with ivory handles, forks with enamel paintings. The fork was now a luxury fashion item, not just an eating tool. The fork reached England very late. As late as 1611, an English traveler named Thomas Coriot brought a fork back from Italy. His friends laughed at him. They called him Furcifer, the fork carrier, as an insult. But within 50 years, the fork completely conquered England. By 1660, every wealthy English household had forks. The same people who laughed were now competing to own the most elegant ones. The fork finally reached America in the 1700s, brought by European settlers. But Americans were suspicious. Many still preferred eating with knives and hands. The fork took over 100 years to become truly common in America. Today, the fork exists in over 35 official varieties: salad fork, fish fork, dessert fork, oyster fork, even a special fondue fork. And in the modern world, 4 billion people still never use a fork at all, preferring chopsticks, hands, or bread instead. From a banned, sinful instrument, to a symbol of royal luxury, to something you throw away after one meal, the fork traveled 4,000 years of history just to reach your dinner table. So next time you pick one up, remember, the church once said you were insulting God. Subscribe now, because every week we find the incredible history hiding inside the simplest things.